1999, September. Bar fight at the Red Dog off 31. I was drinking gin with a kid named Tyler. He said something about my daddy's name, so I swung. The bottle broke wrong, the glass went deep. Tyler hit the floor, he wouldn't speak. Sheriff called it self-defense, case closed. But I know what I did and I know how he froze. Nails in the coffin of 99. 27 years I've been serving time in the prison of a night I can't undo. Every drop of rain hits me like a bullet going through. Nails in the coffin, nails in my head. Tyler's 21 forever, and I'm still half dead. Married a woman, had a daughter, built a life on top of a grave. She asked me why I don't sleep through thunder. I said the truth ain't a thing a man can say. Showed up at his mama's grave last spring, left a fifth of gem in my wedding ring. Said, Miss Tyler, I owe you everything. Walked back to the truck and the engine wouldn't sing. Nails in the coffin of 99. Nails in the coffin of 99. If the sheriff ever came back to ask, I'd hand him my hands, hand him my past. 27 years of pretending. I didn't kill a boy in the bar that night. I give it back, I trade it all for one unbroken bottle on a hardwood floor. Nails in the coffin of 99. Every one of them pounded through mine. Ain't no preacher, ain't no priest, ain't no mama, ain't no police gonna pry them out, gonna make it right. I killed a boy in the bar that night. I killed a boy in the bar that night. Daddy was the pastor over at First Baptist. Mama was the choir director too. I was the boy in the second pew, always in a clip-on tie and Sunday shoes. Learned the Bible before I learned to read. Could name every book, every psalm, every creed, but nobody told me what to do when the devil's got a prettier sermon than you. Preacher's kid problem, you learn all the rules, then you learn all the ways that the rules make fools. Preacher's kid problem, you know where the keys are to the wine as the boy who had heaven and counted the cost. 17, smoked my first joint with Kaylee behind the church. Lost my cross in the back of her Chevy. Lost my daddy's trust for worse. 32 and still can't sit through a Sunday without shaking. Daddy prays for me every night, and I pray for him while I'm breaking. My apartment once, stood in my kitchen, ring still on. Asked me, son, can we read one song? And we did, and my soul went wrong. Not wrong bad, wrong and good, the kind of wrong you can't explain. Somewhere between the 23rd and the tears, I took my name again. Preacher's kid problem, I came back like a thief. Daddy laid his hand on me and preached the good belief. Preacher's kid problem, we all come home broke, and the prodigal's the gospel that makes the old man choke. Preacher's kid problem, that makes the old man choke. I loaded 6, I fired 5 into the wall behind my bed. The last one's there to remind me of everything I said. I loaded 6, I fired 5, walked out to the pickup truck, drove to where the moon was fullest, and I stopped to test my luck. Empty pistol, full moon, me and my father's ghost. Empty pistol, full moon, I'm the one I hate the most. Empty pistol, full moon, 6 became 5, became 1. Empty pistol, full moon, I didn't pull it, I just let it run. Out there till morning, pistol in my lap. The moon rode west across the field, and I never pulled the tab. Maybe I was scared, maybe brave, maybe neither, maybe both. Drove home to my sleeping wife, and I hid the gun in the cold. I don't know why I didn't do it, I don't know why I did. Maybe somewhere between 0 and 1, God moved my finger on the lid. There's an empty gun in the closet now, 6 spent shells on the farm, and a man who don't know which of him was the angel or the harm. Empty pistol, full moon, me and my father's ghost. Empty pistol, full moon, I'm the one I love the most. Empty pistol, full moon, somehow I'm still alive. Empty pistol, full moon, and the night I survived. Empty pistol, full moon, If you're out there in a cab tonight with something cold and heavy in your hand, call your mama, call your brother. Don't be a ghost, be a man. Empty pistol, full moon. 6 became 5, became 1. Empty pistol, full moon. You ain't done. You ain't done. If you find my body, don't call mama. I took 2 in the belly out by the old Lewis farm. Crawled as far as I could till I couldn't get warm. So if you find my body down by the rusted plow, if you find me cold by morning, here's what I need from you now. If you find my body, don't call mama, don't call home. Tell her I'm still in Texas, working on the pipeline alone. Let her keep the boy she raised, not the man I had to be. If you find my body, burn the letters, don't tell me. Bury me under a pine tree, somewhere nobody walks. Don't mark it with a cross or a stone. Let the deer and the coyote talk. Tell my girl I drove to Mexico. Tell my boss I quit the crew. Tell the bank to take the trailer. Tell the preacher I'm through. There's a ring in my pocket I meant to give to Lisa tonight, and a letter to my daddy I never got to write. Take 'em, burn 'em, lose 'em, they're better off unknown. Let me be a rumor, better than a headstone. If you find my body, don't call mama, Lord, don't. Tell her I'm still living in some story she won't. Write me out of heaven, write me out of her prayers. If you find my body, just cover me, don't say where. If you find my body, just cover me and don't say where. Just cover me and don't say where. They shipped him home in '04, half his head, half his mind. VA said he'd get better with time. Time ran out before the VA signed. I found him in the barn on a Tuesday, our daddy's old coat in his hand. Left a note that said, "Don't tell mama. Brother, help me take the man." The day I buried my brother, just me and a shovel in the sun. The day I buried my brother, we weren't soldiers, but we got it done. Pine box I built in the wood shop, flag I pulled down off his wall. The day I buried my brother was the last good thing I'd call. Dug that hole behind the mulberry where we built the fort when we were 9. Put a Zippo in the pocket of the dress blues that didn't shine. Spoke the words mama taught us through a throat that wouldn't work. Tucked his dog tags in my jean pocket, and I walked back to the truck. Preacher called me late that evening, said, "Son, we should have done it right." I said, "Preacher, he done his duty. I was doing mine that night. He don't need a flag and a volley. He don't need a hymn and a prayer. He just needed a brother to carry him, and I was the only one there." I carried him further than any pallbearer ever walked. 600 feet of Alabama, with every memory I never talked. I carried him through the mornings, we ran barefoot after the train. I carried him through the cancer that took our mama in '08. I carried him through the 2 tours and the third one he never could say. I carried him to the mulberry, and I laid my brother down today. The day I buried my brother, just me and a shovel and the sun. The day I buried my brother, ain't nothing since been undone. I come back every Sunday with a camel and a cup of rye. The day I buried my brother was the day part of me died. The day I buried my brother was the day part of me died. Tuesday night, same as every. Tell my wife I'm working late. Pulling to the Super 8 off 14, room 212 is our standing date. She got the key, I got the cash. Bottle of brown and a Marlboro pack. Don't speak much, don't gotta. This ain't love, it's a different kind of trap. Marlboro Reds and Motel keys, a sin I can't afford to keep. Ain't nobody praying for me, ain't nobody knows but the Super 8 she's Marlboro Reds and Motel keys, cheaper than a heart that's free. She's got a husband down in Gainesville, works the pipeline, barely home. I got a daughter and a mortgage and a life I built on a lie of my own. We ain't in love, we ain't pretending, just two bodies and a late night radio. Somewhere a preacher is mending somebody and we're breaking both our promises below. One night she said, "You ever feel bad?" I said, "Every Wednesday morning, yeah." She laughed and lit another cigarette. Said, "Me too. See you next week, pal." Marlboro Reds and Motel keys, every Tuesday till the world sets me free. Ain't no devil gonna save me, ain't no Jesus gonna see. Marlboro Reds and Motel keys, that's the sorry-ass gospel of me. Started selling for the money, keep my girl in school. I was 17 and broke her, then a Monday and a mule. Moved a little, moved a lot, moved a mountain by 34. The Lord turned his back on me every time I closed another door. Bought the car my daddy dreamed of, bought the house, bought the wife, bought the life, bought a rancher, a new tractor. When the Fed came knocking twice, buried two of my cousins in Monterey, buried one of my friends in the Keys. And the boss man sent me flowers with a note that said, "You better freeze." Cash, cocaine, and the cross, I had all three and I still got lost. Cash, cocaine, and the cross, two would kill me, one was the boss. Now I'm standing at the altar with my hands about to crack. Cash, cocaine, and the cross, Lord, take the first two back. I turned state, I turned my back on every brother that I knew. They did 8, they did 12, one of them did a bullet through. I walk into a Baptist church every Wednesday about 5:30, sit in the back like I'm waiting on Jesus, but I don't deserve to be alive. Father Michael said, "Son, come closer, the altar ain't just for the good." I said, "Padre, factory, I built this pulpit with every dollar of blood. He said, that's exactly who the cross is for, the man who hammered the nail. And I cried in the holy water like a man who paid his bail. Somewhere between the weigh-in and the weight, between the customer and the kilo, between the mother I robbed and the man I laid, there was one door I refused to go. Lord, I still owe your people more than blood could ever pay. But if you take this weight off tonight, I work the rest of my days. Cash, cocaine, and the cross, I had all three and I still got lost. Cash, cocaine, and the cross, the cheapest one's the only one that's free. Now I'm standing at the altar on my knees where I should have been. Cash, cocaine, and the cross. Take the money, take the coat, just take me in. Cash, cocaine, and the cross. Take the money, take the coat, just take me in. Drunk on a Friday, smelling like her again. Left his boots by the bedroom, thought she wouldn't let him in. But she smiled like she always smiled, poured him one more on the rocks. And while he passed out on the mattress, she checked the safety on the box. Under her pillow, there's a .38 snub under her pillow, where unless a girl keeps love, he don't know what she knows. He don't know what he done under her pillow. 6 rounds in the gun. Since the Reno bachelor trip, since the 09 and 14 and 21 and the waitress with the lip. She kept receipts, she kept the texts, she kept the folder full of names. And under that pink pillow is the end of all his games. She ain't crazy, she ain't hurting, she ain't gonna raise a voice. She just finally got tired of a man who made the choice. She ain't sleeping, she just waiting for him to snore out one more lie. And she'll whisper, I forgive you, and she'll watch him close his eyes. Cold steel kiss under her pillow, Tonight or none like this. A quiet kind of patience, a reckoning come due under her pillow. Is the promise he made true? Under her pillow. Is the promise he made true? Me, the whiskey, and the clock. Tuesday night at the Crown and Rail. Whiskey says I've been your buddy through every hell and well. Clock says, son, I'm gonna leave you, whether you follow me or not. I said, I hear both of you, but I'm still drinking, so just watch. Me, the whiskey, and the clock. 3 old liars at a bar. Whiskey swears he'll hold me up. Clock swears he knows where I are. Lord, both of them have known me longer than my wife has stayed. Me, the whiskey, and the clock, closing down another day. Whiskey said, remember Austin, the night you lost the ring. Clock said, son, that was 09, 16 Novembers by my thing. I said, boys, I remember, and I don't need your help tonight. Whiskey laughed and poured another. Clock just tick-tocked into the light. One of these is gonna kill me. One of these is gonna keep. And one of these is gonna be me, too tired to cry or sleep. Me, the whiskey, and the clock, 3 amigos till the end. And whichever one goes first, boys, the other 2 ain't friends. Me, the whiskey, and the clock sat together on the stool. Last call came, the barman said, sir. I said, tell it to my fools. Walked out into the morning, clock still ticking, whiskey still warm. I don't know which of us is winning, but I know who gets hurt by the form. Me, the whiskey, and the clock, I know who gets hurt by the form. knife in the drawer by the oven belonged to my mama before me. She used it for 40 Thanksgivings. I used it the night I got free. He came at me screaming I'd left the green beans on the stove. I reached for the drawer, I reached for the handle, and I found the only thing I own. Sharper than Sunday, duller than a prayer. That old kitchen knife was the only help there. He fell on the linoleum, he fell on his lies, and I stood above him with my mama's eyes. Sharper than Sunday, colder than sin. That's the night my real life began. Sheriff came, said, "Ma'am, self-defense, I won't be writing you up." But the neighbors still whisper when I walk past their cups. I didn't want him dead, I wanted him gone. I wanted him stopped, not buried at dawn. But the knife was sharper than Sunday, and sometimes the only answer is one. Mama used to bless the knife before she cut the bread. Said, "Lord, let this cut clean and let it only cut what's dead." I think she knew somehow that I needed one cold night, and she made sure the blade was sharp, and she made sure I'd know how to fight. Sharper than shame. Mama's knife knew what to do when I forgot my name. He fell on the linoleum, the floor was red. Now I live alone with the knife and the dead. Sharper than Sunday, I'm still alive. That's all the sermon a woman needs to survive. Sharper than Sunday, I'm still alive. Point Jesus. Pastor Jim preached forgiveness Every Sunday for 40 years, held the hands of the dying, wiped 1,000 widows' tears. Then the boys came back from the war, and his own son in a box, flag on top of folded letter, and a pain the good book couldn't unlock. Hollow Point Jesus, chambered in the hymnal, preacher found a reckoning the Bible couldn't kill. Hollow Point Jesus, sometimes grace gets loud, sometimes a man in a collar puts the devil in the ground. Walked past his son's casket, walked past the altar rail, walked into the sheriff's office with a 12-gauge and a holy trail. Said, I know who sold him the powder, I know who put the needle in his arm. I'm gonna give that boy communion, whether the law agrees or not. I'm on. Maybe God don't love the soldier who puts on the collar then picks up the gun, but the preacher said I'll meet him with it and explain what a father had to become. Sheriff didn't stop him, sheriff just nodded. County turned the other way. Dealer didn't see the dark come walking, and the church bell rang that day. Hollow Point Jesus, chambered in the hymnal, preacher held the vengeance the Bible couldn't kill. Hollow Point Jesus, the Lord ain't always slow, sometimes a man in a collar sends the devil down below. Hollow Point Jesus, he sends the devil down below. Running I-10 west since Mobile, load of Budweiser for a stop in Phoenix. Rain started heavy around Pensacola. I ain't slept since I ate in Venice. Coffee gone cold, cigarette lit, radio playing an old haggard hit. Eyes kept closing, I kept blinking. The road and me were both sinking. The road don't forgive, the road don't forget. Every sleepy mile you steal is a debt you ain't paid yet. The road don't care about your wife or your kid. The road don't forgive what the mile marker did. Somewhere around Lake Charles, I I drifted. Rig went left, the trailer went right. Hit a Malibu full of a family. 3 people didn't see morning light. I walked away, they didn't. Court called it rain, not crime. But I sold the truck and I sold my ring, and I ain't drove a mile since that time. Faces, mama, daddy, little girl, picking her doll off the dashboard in the slow motion into the world. I'd trade my whole damn life for theirs. I'd pay it back 1,000 times. But the road don't forgive, and the dead don't take signs. The road don't forgive, the road don't forget. Every minute you close your eyes, somebody's counting dead. The road don't care about your deadline or you. The road don't forgive, and neither do I. The road don't forgive, and neither do I. Came back Tuesday with a bottle of red and a black dress that couldn't hide that you've been crying all afternoon, somewhere between your husband and my lies. We pour the wine, we burn the candles, put on that song from Memphis '06, and we both knew this was the last one before the guilt pulled the trick. Sweet sin, good night. Loved you by the porch light. Sweet sin, good night. Everything we were wasn't right, but it felt like heaven's wrong side, and I'd do it all again. Sweet sin, good night, my angel, mine. You said let's run to Oklahoma, let's leave all these people behind. I said, baby, we can't run far enough to lose our own damn minds. You cried into my shoulder, I smoothed your hair back soft. You whispered, then promise me one thing: don't write me when I'm lost. I drove you home at 3 a.m. You wouldn't let me walk you up. Said if he wakes, he'll kill us both, and I love him too much. You closed the door, the porch light flickered. I drove down Jefferson alone. Radio played some old slow song, and sing goodnight. Lost you to the porch light. Sweet sing goodnight. You love me and you left me right. I got the taste of you forever, and a scar I can't explain. Sweet sing goodnight, and goodnight again. Sweet sing goodnight, and goodnight again. Saturday night at the Black Dog Inn, Cody Mack said something about my sister. I said, brother, you got one chance. He said, hell, I don't need one, mister. Bottle went up, bottle came down. Jukebox playing family tradition. And the Lord said, welcome home, my son. This is your kind of mission. Bar fight baptism, whiskey and a broken jaw. Every sinner in the county gets washed in the Black Dog's law. Bar fight baptism, blood on the pool table fell. Ain't no holy water quite like the one that the bartender dealt. Cody Mack went down in a heap, the bouncer came. We both got tossed, landed in the parking lot laughing, talking about what we'd lost. He said, man, your right hook, damn. I said, man, your left ain't bad. Helped him up, bought him a pizza, best damn brother fight I ever had. Preacher's gonna preach forgiveness, preacher's gonna preach the light. But sometimes a man needs a knuckle and a drunk fight on a Saturday night. Sometimes the soul gets dirty and a fist is the only soap. Bar fight baptism, boys, bar fight is holy ho. From a God who's been bar fight baptism. The wicked and the saved broke our teeth together, then we sang Amazing Grace. Bar fight baptism, broke our teeth and sang Amazing Grace. Oh! Oh! 2 jobs at the diner, took me to church every Lord's Day, put me through a Christian school with nickels she should have saved. Said, boy, the devil's in your daddy, so I'm trying twice as hard. Don't you turn into that man, don't you show me his card. I made it to 23 clean, and then I made a choice. Took a man's life in Birmingham because he had the wrong voice. Made it 30 before I told her, through a payphone in Mobile. She said, son, I love you anyway, but the devil got his meal. Mama raised the devil, Mama raised a man, Mama raised the both of us, and I don't know which I am. Mama raised the devil, she knew the day I was born, the way I kicked inside her, and the way I came out torn. Mama raised the devil, and she loved him just the same. I went back home to bury her last April, cold and wet. Stood at the head of the service, and I ain't quit crying yet. Preacher said, son, you wanna speak? I said, preacher, let me try. And I told him I was the devil, and the mama loved me till she died. Told him about the 2 tours, told him about the money and the men, told him about the folks I ruined and the brothers I'd never see again. Told him she never stopped praying and I never stopped being wrong, but she made me who I am, and the devil's got a song. I don't know if I'm saved, I don't know if I'm damned. I just know my mama had a son of a devil man, and she brushed his hair at bedtime, and she taught him how to read, and she loved a son of a devil till she put that son in me. Mama raised a devil, Mama raised a man, Mama raised me like I was worth saving when the whole damn town said I can't. Mama raised the devil, and she buried her face in my chest, and she whispered, boy, you're my miracle, before she lay down to rest. Mama raised the devil, and she loved him the best. Mama raised the devil, and she loved him the best. Wichita won't see me in the morning. Bought a one-way with a roll of 100 bills. Cop knows my name, judge knows my face, and the woman in 7B wants blood to spill. I ain't proud of what I did in the alley, I ain't proud of what I signed in the truck, but I'm proud of what I'm doing right now. Getting on before my luck gets struck. There's a 10-year warrant in Oklahoma. There's a marriage license I forgot to tear. There's a dog I left behind at the Texaco, and a mother who don't know I'm anywhere. Got a Louisville slugger and a fake ID. Got a necklace from a girl I never loved. Got the Lord and the Smith & Wesson and the ticket the conductor took a cut of. The last train out of Wichita don't stop for a man like me. The last train out of Wichita is the only ride I got left free. I don't know where the rails lead, ain't asking where they'll end. The last train out of Wichita is a brother I can trust to bend. Conductor tipped his cap, said, "Mister, looks like you're running from something mean." I said, "Friend, I'm running toward it, just in a different skin." He said, "Well, ride as far as you're able, and step off when you hear the bell." He walked on, and the whistle called, and I swear I heard hell. Ain't no cowboys on this one, just a salesman and a preacher's wife. She looked at me like she knew something, like maybe she was running for her life. Bought her a coffee in the dining car. She said, "Sir, what's your name?" I said, "Ma'am, I'm the last train out of Wichita, and I ain't the same." The rails don't judge you, the rails don't care. The rails just take you till they leave you there. A man with enough cash and a man with enough nerve can outrun a lot of things, but he can't outrun the curve. The last train out of Wichita pulled out at 7:45. The last train out of Wichita pulled out with the weight of my fate. Lit a cigarette in the vestibule, watched the Kansas dark. The last train out of Wichita left a scar where the cinders sparked. The last train out of Wichita left a scar where the cinders sparked. Six months and I stopped counting. 8 months and I stopped praying. 10 months and I stopped looking at the door when the key was swaying. They say you learn what hope is when hope is all you ain't got. I learned what silence sounds like through a steel and concrete knot. My brother wrote me once in March, said, "Man, I can't make the drive." My wife sent papers in August, said, "Don't call me when you arrive." The boys I ran with on the outside all took the deal and turned. My lawyer quit for Christmas, and I ain't mad, I've learned. Ain't nobody coming, ain't nobody calling, ain't nobody riding, ain't nobody stalling. The Lord ain't looking my way, the judge ain't changing his mind. Ain't nobody coming, and I paid for every crime. There's a man 3 cells down from me, been in since '98. He says, son, the sooner you know it, the sooner you sleep straight. He says the world you came from ain't the world you'd come back to. I nodded in my bunk that night, 'cause I knew it was damn true. I don't blame my mama, she's passed now. I don't blame the girl I left. I don't blame the judge or the jury, or the boy I bled when I bled. I blame me and the whiskey and the devil and the gun. Ain't nobody coming, and I ain't the only one. You ever sit in the silence so loud it eats your name? You ever read a Bible and know the devil wrote your page? You ever pray to mama and know she can't pick up? Brother, that's the rhythm of a man who drank the cup. Ain't nobody coming but myself in a way. Ain't nobody coming except me every day. The man I was who did it, the man I am who stayed. Ain't nobody coming but the two of us to pray. Ain't nobody coming but the two of us to pray. Listen up, brother. Every man you know thinks he got away with it. Every goddamn one. Banker, cheater, killer, saint. Don't matter what you hid, what you buried, what you burned. The devil, he keeps receipts. Up the holler told the sheriff he know where the Wells Fargo money went 22 years ago. Bought his wife a fancy kitchen, bought his boy a 58. Now the cancer's eating through him and the doctor won't give him a day. The devil keeps receipts, boys. The devil don't forget. Every dollar, every bullet, every kiss, every bet. You can hide it in the cellar, you can bury it out back. The devil keeps receipts, boys, and he's coming to collect. Mary Jane, she slept with Jackson while Thomas was in Kuwait. came home, she poured him supper, kissed him sweet, locked the gate. But the boy was born in August, had his daddy's crooked grin. Wrong daddy, wrong name on the Sunday pew, and Thomas figured all the way in. I ain't no saint myself, got a receipt in the mail for a girl I left in Austin for a fight that didn't end well. Wrote my number on the bottom, said I'd make it right some night. But the devil don't take promises, and the devil don't take checks tonight. The devil keeps receipts, y'all. Every name, every cent. He'll meet you at the crossroads with the bill you signed him in. You can lie to your woman, you can lie to your Lord, but the devil keeps receipts, and the bill comes due by God. The devil keeps receipts, y'all, and the bill comes due by God. I've been keeping books since Cain swung the rock. I've been writing names since Judas took the drop. I got a ledger long as Mississippi mud. And tonight, brother, I'm reading it in blood. I'll sing you 20 stories of men and sins and saints. Every one of them paid me, one way or another paid me. And if you listen close, you'll hear your own name in there. 'Cause the devil keeps receipts, and I don't take the fifth. First receipt, signed in teeth and whiskey. First receipt, written in a motel key. First receipt, bought and paid in bullets. First receipt, the kind that never quiets. Open the book, son, open the book. Let me read you every line. Every man who sold his shadow, every soul that crossed the line. You'll hear a preacher lose his collar. You'll hear a brother lose his name. You'll hear a trucker lose his heaven on a highway made of shame. You'll hear a woman find a pillow. You'll hear a son find his grave. You'll hear a man who ran from nothing, set the devil he couldn't save. This ain't for you, brother, you're in the wrong room. Every one of us got a line in the book. Every one of us got a tune. So pour one out, pull your hat down, light one up, slow your breath. 'Cause tonight I'm reading receipts, and tonight we all meet death. First receipt signed in teeth and whiskey. First receipt, the one that starts the fire. First receipt, the first name in the ledger. First receipt, and you, sir, you're the buyer. Open the book, son, open the book. The devil keeps receipts, yeah. The devil keeps receipts, yeah. And the devil keeps them all. The devil keeps receipts.